Welcome back. I hope you're ready to watch some more Dota 2 here for the Frankfurt Major Regional Qualifiers. And before we go into the draft, also welcome to new people on the couch, but I will let you talk in a second. Check out the Facebook competition on facebook.com/ROGNordic, where you can win a motherboard if you make your prediction for the most valuable hero of these qualifiers. And also, of course, give you motivation. And also check out the Score Esports app for all information about all the qualifiers of all the games, because we're mostly covering Europe here. And welcome on the couch, Shannon.
Welcome, Cinderella.
How could you possibly not talk about that? How could you completely ignore that? That was impressive. You're very good.
This.
Oh, you didn't notice?
No, I didn't
oh, you didn't notice? Okay.
Does this tickle?
We're like holding hands and doing a channeling where my eyes were just like
focused. I actually did not notice.
This panel's getting really weird.
I was like, wow, you're really good.
Good that you mentioned that, Mod. The panel's getting weird, so it's time to go into the draft because the game's already started. We're watching actually NiP versus NoLogicGaming, by the way.
Yes.
NoLogicGaming yesterday evening were able to beat Power Rangers, and they were really fun to watch. And it's for people that don't know the team. It's you'll see some familiar faces. Nikwa standing in for Alliance for a while, or rather, sorry, he played for Alliance and then he got.
We have a lot of stand-ins on
this roster. We have a lot of stand-ins. Excalibur is here as well. Ditcha Ra, people will know him from. He was in a Rise squad, I believe, or maybe Yellow Submarines, one of the two. But
Power Rangers.
Power Rangers.
I think.
There you go. But definitely interesting game to watch because I think for Ninjas in Pyjamas, this is the game where they can prove that they're back. Like, this is a game they have to win.
Yeah, they have to win this.
Yes.
Because this is arguably their easiest matchup.
They should body them. I'm going to be honest. They should body this other team.
I don't know.
NoLogicGaming.
Well, on paper.
I think you're underestimating.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
on paper.
not saying I underestimate.
Listen, there's a lot of parity in Dota. I think that there's definitely a chance that NoLogicGaming can win. But
Mott just hates them.
No,
honestly.
I don't. I'm just saying NiP should body them, like theoretically, like on paper.
I agree. I agree.
Okay, thank you.
Right. Okay.
So what do you think about this matchup, Sin?
I think it's the most likely outcome for me is a draw. I think.
Really?
Yeah. So generally, NiP lately have been really hit or miss. They've had some great games, and they've had some games where everything just went completely wrong. And I think NoLogicGaming are a pretty solid team. The player I'm really happy to see on this team is SSA Spartan, who was playing for London Conspiracy, which then became Golden Boys, and then they replaced SSA Spartan for. The name's eluding me right now. They replaced SSA Spartan with another player. The other four are still the core of the team. And they have not been looking as hot since this guy left. So I actually think he might have played a really big role in that team. You know, it's just an assumption. There's no way of proving it or anything. But obviously he's been able to take a new team, draft for it, captain it, and bring it through the open qualifiers here with a really, you could say, a really odd mix of players.
Ooh.
Like, I think this is a team with 5 different nationalities, completely different player personalities, and completely different role specializations. And they've made it work. So this guy has to have something up his sleeve that he's really good with.
So you're thinking 1-1. I am actually surprised that you said that. What do you think, Shannon?
No.
No, not 1-1. 2-1.
I don't know, it depends on the picks. I think that's actually more important than anything is the picks right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Spirit Breaker. Okay, so it's going to be support SB. I was going to say Legion Commander might be good against Anti-Mage, but they already picked Darkseer. They picked their offlaner really early in this game. Although NiP really do favor a mid Lina still. So watch out for that. That's pretty decent against AM. There is Ember still there, actually, which I think... Yeah. What do you think, Center, against Queen? I really like that matchup for Ember.
Ember gets crushed.
Okay, good.
Yeah, like
no,
really
I'm not
crushed.
talking about in lane, like after the laning stage.
Yeah, if you get crushed that hard in lane, though, the fact that it's a good matchup is generally a problem. I think if they pick Ember, they have to safe lane it. You're not going to be good enough.
I mean, that's what a lot
Veno's
of
going to be mid here, right?
Yeah, if Veno is mid and they safe lane the Ember, I'm down with it. I think Ember with Darkseer is also really good, so that's a good call.
Nice call.
With Iron Shell, now they have 2 melee heroes that are really good at carrying the Iron Shell into the fight. So I definitely, if they put it mid, it's a big mistake.
And I think now the Ember Spear can get involved for the reasons you mentioned, because the Iron Shell, he can get involved early if he really wants to. Yeah. Obviously, it's hard going into a Queen of Pain Tusk and even a Witch Doctor. I mean, maybe not necessarily Anti-Mage, but this is still not an easy game. They kind of have to be careful with what fights they take. It really comes down to, I think, the Spirit Breaker getting involved around the map and just making sure that he opens up space, makes ganks possible. And also just not letting the AM farm, I think, is the biggest thing. I mean, you always go back to that. Whatever safe lane carries in the game, I think for Anti-Mage especially, stopping and shutting down his farm is very important. Or at least getting more farm than, faster than he can get his Battle Fury. So we'll see.
It's very clear for me that the Spirit Breaker was a direct counter pick to AM. They picked it very fast, and I don't think they would have grabbed it else. It's just... it's a way of getting crucial information, because usually the way AM avoids ganks is that he pushes the lane, then he blinks into jungle, and then you don't know where he is. You just charge him while he's in lane, and you have an opening.
They banned Windrunner. That's not a support hero. So are they expecting Veno to be support? Which I honestly doubt.
We saw Puppy do it at ESL New York. It's not
And we saw him do
it
it yesterday as well, and they won that game against Empire, like the first one.
Obviously, this isn't secret, but I think people are starting to take cues off of some of the better teams and say, okay, Venomancer as a support is still strong. I mean, it struggles, obviously, early game. You do have some damage coming through Poison Sting and Venomous Gale, but really, you come online with the Plague Wards, obviously, or you can go a completely different build.
We're assuming Tusk is support, right?
Yes.
Cinder, what hero was I talking to you about versus Ember? That would be good.
Nyx Assassin?
Yes. Do you think he's good in this game?
He's okay. I think he's pretty good against Darkseer too. And the reason you're saying he's good is that when you're in Vendetta now, you can pop
Spiked
Carapace without breaking Vendetta. So you can actually run up on Ember when he has Flame Guard on. You can pop Spike Carapace, stun him, and then kill him off.
If he's well, it's too late now.
Yeah.
If Nyx was in the offlane, I think he would have gotten known. But they picked the Silencer anyways, and now it looks like. Is this a Tusk offlane?
I think so.
And they do Silencer support? Man, Silencer support's all the rage right now.
I think they could run an aggressive trial lane and absolutely destroy this Ember in lane. And they could put AM solo bottom. Maybe he needs a little bit of help from the start to play against Darkseer. But if it is a safe lane trial lane for NiP and a solo off lane Darkseer, you go and help the AM get a little bit of a head start, maybe get a ring of health, and then you can transition into beating the enemy safe lane, I think.
Maybe you start with like an aggro dual lane or something, Tusk, somebody...
Or you just play AM with like 8 tangos in a Sal from the start and a Stout Shield, and he can actually stand one-on-one against Darkseer.
Yeah.
If it is indeed a mid hero that Ninjas in Pajamas is missing, what hero are we looking for seeing for them? Because they've actually been picking up Puck a little while again. Might not be the most ideal hero, especially because he needs a lot of farm and they already have so many greedy heroes.
They can go SF if they really want to. I don't know if it's the best option.
How is that still in the pool?
Yeah, that's
Holy
a good question.
Jeez.
I actually didn't know.
There's so many other heroes that they're trying to find. They thought that Wind Ranger might have been a better option.
There it is.
Nice call, bro.
That's just. I mean, it's not a hard call to make. It's just one of the most popular mid heroes right now. So, I mean. But I think this is a fair draft for NiP, but I agree with Sin that they can get trounced in the laning phase if they're not careful. The AM can stand up on his own against the Darkseer, then they should be okay. But, you know, we'll have to wait and see.
I'm personally not dependent on the draft.
Oh God, you're asking me this now.
Yeah, you have like the most luxury in the world. You know the draft before you choose.
I mean, I would say that the heroes are higher tier for NiP, honestly, but I'm not a huge fan of Venomancer support, so just as a... being a racist against Venomancer, we're going to go with NoLogic just based on the lineup. I mean, Silencer is super good against Ember, I think, but the Shadow Fiend is pretty scary, and I'm actually a little bit surprised that wasn't banned at some point.
I agree, Veno's Spirit Breaker is not a good support.
Like, in the laning stage, it's not exactly the scariest thing.
I would be very surprised if NoLogicGaming don't take advantage of this and win out the lanes. Okay. So I would say NoLogic as well.
How dare you agree with me?
I agree. I said that NiP should body this 2-0, but with the draft they've got going on.
All right, nice flip-flopping, guys. Let's go to the casters.
I believe in NiP. I think they can definitely do it. We're going to find out what the casters think. We actually have ourselves a tri-cast with Toby, Purge, and Blitz.